I know. You're probably wondering what's going on. Well, I'm here to tell you. It's me, Inked, and I need you guys to head on over to ajsrantroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. Yes, that's right. Trifecta merch is here. It is here for our Trifecta family to show their love and support and advertise for free. Well, not technically for free. You did pay for it. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Head on over to ajsrantroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. We're all inclusive. If Prince can wear it, so can you. Have a good one.
It's always lit over at ajsrantroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to ajsrantroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't be disappointed.
Hey, what's good, everybody? Tonight, we talk kings, not Elvis, not Michael. King Trump is in the building. That will be our politics fix. What is authentically black? What we will discuss the silliness. We've had this conversation at least 5 million times about authentic blackness and what that is. We will unpack that yet again in our uncomfortable conversations. Thank you very much, Ryan Clark. In our Turntable Rewind, we go back to the year 2000 and we have an awesome throwback pick for you. This week's Leave Me Alone segment will keep you laughing and shaking your head, and our Father's Day inspired inspiration point will give you all the feels. All that and more coming up on the RANT Experience.
Thank you for tuning into the RANT Experience. This episode is brought to you by our official merch store, ajsrantroom.com. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you get new uploads and live streams hot off the presses. We drop a new episode of the RANT Experience every Monday, and now it's time for a politics fix.
Woo! So let's clear something up right now in these YouTube X streets. Since some of y'all are out there protesting with signs, democracy, with signs, but you don't even know the meaning of the damn words coming out of your mouth. Let's define a king. Since y'all are so thirsty for Trump to magically wake up one day and try to be, I don't know, Mussolini, Hitler. I mean, who y'all think he's going to wake up and try to be? The King of England? I mean, I don't know. But a king bloodline. Okay, so he's the first Trump in the presidency, and it doesn't appear that he's going to appoint any of his children. And his children aren't like princes and princesses and duchesses and all that other stuff that they have in those worlds. So he has absolute power, no accountability, and no elections. So I believe Donald Trump was duly elected by the Republican, not 1 by 2, but 3 times. Each time getting more popular with who? The voters. Oh, okay. So he's not a king, y'all. So this fantasy that you're going to wake up one day and all of your rights are going to be stripped from you and you have to bow down and kiss the ring, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Never going to get it. Never going to get it. I know you're thirsty. You're fantasizing. You want it. But it ain't in the cards, baby. I'm sorry. Now let's go over what a president is. A president is someone elected by the people to serve under the Constitution with checks and balances. Now, I know y'all think every time Trump pushes back, he doesn't have the right to push back because, of course, it's Trump. So he's wrong automatically, right? Y'all never look at the whole situation. You see the Supreme Court or you see some wayward judge that does not have any jurisdiction to stop him from doing something, and you automatically side with anything but Trump. That's called ridiculous and dumb, and we'll get to what y'all actually are in a moment. Hold on. We got to do some housekeeping here. All right. Now that our phones and our stuff is on Do Not Disturb. We are, these here United States, we are a constitutional republic, a system built to prevent tyranny. So all that tyrannical, he's a tyrant, it's bullshit. He's not tyrannical. He's not overstepping his bounds. And if he does, he will immediately be checked. That's why we have 3 branches. Even when they're all the same party, there's still checks and balances. When the majority is one party, there's still checks and balances within that system. But y'all are so dumb. School didn't teach y'all that, and your mama and your daddy didn't teach you that. Where the power, do you hear the word power? Belongs to the people, and no one is above the law. Now, isn't that funny? How our former president, the current cancer patient, who was a cancer patient for 5 years, because that man had cancer when he ran for president in 2019. Y'all go bullshit somebody else. So he sat up here sick as a dog. And then there was a whole bunch of crimes that were just murmuring under the surface. And for some reason, we could put Joe Biden above the law. We could put his son above the law. We could put all their business dealings above the law. And the actual quid pro quo that happened, we could act like we didn't hear that either. You imagine if Donald Trump sat there with his leg crossed like a bitch, like Joe Biden. Yeah, well, I talked to the Ukrainians. And y'all told him, if you don't fire that motherfucker, you ain't getting the money. If Donald Trump said that on a live mic, sitting on a stage, we would never hear the end of it. Impeach, 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 impeach. You people are impossible and ridiculous and emotional beyond repair at this point. A lot of you. I was talking to one of my friends in New York tonight, and he was like, yo, I got friends that's like really getting crazy. They getting a bit radical. And those are the type of friends you just got to start separating yourself from, because once you get to the place where you can't even have a conversation without licking Trump's ass crack, I'm done. I don't need to talk to you anymore, because most of my life is in politics. Politics is what I do on the internet for the most part, but it's not most of my life. Contrary to popular belief, I don't wake up, I'm a conservative Republican, I gotta do my... No, I wake up every day like everybody else. Half out of it, half wanting to go back to sleep. But no, this is the idea that Donald Trump, no, he rules y'all minds. Y'all made this man more powerful than he actually is. If you understood what his limitations actually were, you would shut the hell up. You wouldn't be out with these fake protests, but you needed the $200. That's right, because you need money. I'd rather you just be honest, because if they offer me the $200, depending on the week, I might go. Hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go. Why are you out here, sir? Because I'm a Trump supporter and they paid me. And finally, the word that describes all of you who were out at the No Kings protest, now that I've described to you what an actual king is and what the actual president does and what type of government we have, you are retarded. Yeah, I said it. Retarded is what happens when people choose ignorance over understanding, emotions over facts, and hype over substance. Oh, the retarded. The redonations. The redonations. Y'all, the redonations. I think I'm going to name y'all that. The redonations. The redonations. I'm going to call y'all that in my TikTok lives from now on. The redonations. And people know what I'm talking about who was in this show, who was watching this show. Oh, it's a redonation. Cool. All right. So let's make this loud and clear. Donald Jaquavius Trump is not a king. He is the 45th and 47th president of these here United States of America. He was elected legally, constitutionally. And the only reason y'all mad is because Kamala got washed in November 2024. But we told you it was going to happen. You could always see how a candidate is acting, how they're moving tells you everything about the internal polling. When Kamala got up on that debate stage and didn't answer one question, the only thing she was successful at in that debate was baiting Donald Trump by calling out his rallies and all that other stuff, because you know that's a very sore spot for him. He loves them rallies. That's the only thing you were successful at, Kamala. But you realized that your performance was piss poor. You didn't answer one question effectively. And then when the dust settled and the people realized what you actually said when they read the transcripts, other than the people who had their head up your ass who were going to vote for you no matter what you said on that stage, they said, oh, she's dumb. We can't have her as commander in chief. The independents, where the vote that really matters, who you really needed to win over, they were like, she's stupid. She's an imbecile. We can never have this woman with her finger on the button. And secondly, she wouldn't even be in control. She'd be Joe Biden 2.0. So it'd be somebody else really running things. She'll just be the name on the package, like Lady Eloise in Boomerang. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the movie Boomerang. Starred Eddie Murphy, Robin Givens, and Halle Berry. Yes, all her Divine Nine and all the other bimbos. Donald Trump is your president, whether you like it or not. Keep that energy that you have with Barack, because you know this Trump train don't stop. And had Biden done a good job, Kamala would have sailed into re-election or into election from a re-election. But no. Y'all didn't want that. What did y'all want? Y'all wanted tyranny. Y'all talk about no kings. When the fuck did Kamala get a vote? What vote did she get to be the nominee for the Democrat Party for the president of these here United States? When did that happen? She didn't get one vote. Y'all had the opportunity to primary Biden, but you were stubborn. Y'all knew that man was feeble. He could barely get around. He could barely string together a sentence, but you had to put him out on that stage to make an ass of himself before you said, oh, this is bad. This isn't going to work. And you thought by shimmying Kamala in there, and I said, that's even worse. You know, Biden wasn't going to win re-election, but damn, Kamala was even worse. No. We can't be doing that. Thank Jesus that woman ain't president. But let's talk about this weekend's No King protests. It was a straight up clown show. A bunch of loud, misguided, paid for puppets throwing a tantrum over what? Nothing. These people are so obsessed with Donald Trump. They just think Donald Trump is going to ruin or is ruining their lives. And the only thing ruining your life is you. I have never a day in my life woke up obsessed with Barack Obama to the point where I had to take his head in the form of a doll and bash it on the seat of on a stool. I played that earlier in my lunchtime I've never been that upset with Joe Biden that I was like, oh yeah, I need to get out the stress of banging his doll's head up against a stool. You people are pathetic. You need to get a life. Trump is not overthrowing democracy. He's working within it. The problem is he's working within it in a way that y'all are not used to. And instead of you allow a process to unfold, you start crying foul right at the beginning. The man could literally say, good morning. What did he do? He said, good morning. Shout out to Joseph watching on Facebook. Hopefully the video stays up. Facebook tend to strike my videos a lot. My live streams, I should say. And he's doing better than the puppet show, aka a la cancer patient Joe Biden. Donald Trump is far superior. And maybe one day when you file your taxes, you will see as such. Because if Joe Biden was the guy, why didn't y'all get a comprehensive tax plan, a comprehensive tax bill? You didn't. You got some bullshit. Well, we all know Joe Biden was running the country. So there's that. And then we also know that the people running the country don't give a damn about the people. They give a damn about power. They give a damn about money. Their money, not yours. They don't give a damn what you do to your money. So let's run down this little list here. He's cracking down on illegal immigration. Yet y'all are the ones that want a borderless, lawless country. Hence why you're acting right now. Hence why you think he didn't have the power to go to LA and intervene when the monkeys running the fucking show wouldn't step in. He's bringing back jobs, real American jobs for real American people. I saw a video the other day of a black dude who works on a construction site. He says, this is the first time I've been on a construction site where everybody was American. Everybody on the construction site was American. Oh, say, can you see? Not oh, say, can you see? And oh, hey, say, hola. No, fuck you. Inflation rates. I think that's surprising everybody, even his administration. The inflation rates. He's fighting crime as best he could as president from the federal level, but your local leaders need to activate. Every local leader of yours that's not working with the president, you need to vote their ass out. Every state in the union moved to the right this past election. Even if Donald Trump didn't take the state, the state itself still moved to the right. Even Washington, liberal ass Washington state, was slightly red. But, you know, I'm just AJ chilling on my podcast right now. Welcome to the RANT Experience, everybody. President Donald Trump is putting this country first. We're not used to that. We're not used to being put first. We're used to people telling us sweet nothings, blowing smoke up our ass, and then doing nothing. Or doing just a little bit. You know, my favorite LBJ quote, doing just enough. Not enough to make a difference, just enough. Just enough. I'm going to do just enough just to shut you up. But I'm not really going to make a difference here. I'm not really going to change your life in any way. So when y'all are filing your taxes next year, especially those in the hospitality industry, or as Kamala said, the hospitality industry, when y'all filing y'all taxes next year and you see that you wrote off about $70,000 in tips, and not only did you write it off, you're getting it back. Oh, shut up. If you vote for anybody else after that, you're dumb. The tax credits we about to get the fuck. I could have broke even this year. He just rolled out, speaking of the tax plan, just rolled out a tax plan where he's putting money back in your pocket for the long term. And a lot of people say, oh, he said you got to cut the federal tax. That's not something you can do in 4 years. That requires more than 4 years, which is why I have to make sure I get that t-shirt up on the website. We have to repeal the 22nd Amendment of these here United States. It is a bullshit, unnecessary amendment. Needs to go. Get it on. Bye-bye. And while y'all were out here in the streets crying, our president was out here celebrating America. Remember America? Remember that beautiful country? She's flawed. She has a lot of flaws, but she's still an amazing country. One of the greatest experiments in the history of this planet. Flag Day. Check. The 250th birthday of the U.S. Army. Handled with honor. And Donald Trump's own 79th birthday. Still standing strong. While most of y'all too tired to think straight. It was pathetic. He didn't throw a parade for his birthday to celebrate himself. It was almost ordained. It was almost in the cards for Donald Trump to be president. His birthday falls on Flag Day, as long as the same day at the anniversary of the U.S. Army. Not to mention he's going to be president when America turns 250 years old next summer. This is going to be crazy. Also, he gets to host an Olympics as a president. Say what y'all want. This was divine. It was also divine for him to take 4 years off. So when y'all pulled y'all stunt in 2020 that y'all thought was going to set y'all up for y'all Marxist future, and it didn't. And y'all made Donald Trump, y'all put him in the history books again, because he's only second to Grover Cleveland, to serve non-consecutive terms. Woo! Where'd that come from? Apparently, I'm supposed to read this. Let's talk about something y'all hate to hear. Being black doesn't give you a pass to break the law. I have no idea why that line's in there, but we're going to roll with it. I don't care what color you are. If you are in this country illegally, you will be and should be deported. You're going home. You're going home. I absolutely disagree with Donald Trump pausing immigration efforts on farms and hotels and restaurants and factories. You got to go. And you have these bimbos. Oh my God, Americans don't want to work these jobs. Americans don't know these jobs are out there. Because you want to pay them 3 cents and a peanut for it. That's why they won't stay. Living in America ain't cheap. And y'all think people are supposed to work 5 jobs killing themselves? No, pay somebody what they're asking for. That's how you keep your retention rates low, but high. But y'all want a revolving door. That's why you can't keep anybody. Because you get them in there, you mistreat them, and then you pay them nothing. Y'all worried about who gonna y'all worried about who gonna do the farming. Americans. How were we farming before these people started crawling over the border? We were doing it just fine. Also, y'all act like farming is like this comprehensive thing where you need like 3,000 people out in the fields picking things hand by hand. A lot of it is done by machines. But when you don't want to pay people, this is what you get. And then you got the man in Florida crying because his illegal immigrants decided to his illegal immigrants are being snatched from his farm. Bro, You voted for Trump. You knew what Trump was running on. So why weren't you prepared for this? You thought all of these essays working for you had papers? Stop playing with us. You know they were cheap labor. You was like, cool, I'll take them. And then when it's time to pay the piper, oh, I don't want to lose my staff. I'll get on. Yeah, you just don't want to pay an American a livable wage. That's what. Just say it. I would rather you say that. Chipotle is not a career. Chipotle corporate is a career. Chipotle wrapping burritos is a summer job for a high schooler. That's what Chipotle summer is. That's what Chipotle is. Not a career. It's not somewhere where you try to go build and feed your 5 fat ass kids. That's not what Chipotle's for. Sorry to break the news to you. Let's keep talking about the color. I don't know how we got on to black people at this point. We preempted because black people is the next segment, so we're just gonna skip all that. We're not going to solve anything by defending lawlessness. You can't scream injustice while turning a blind eye to destruction caused by people you refuse to hold accountable. That's not progress, people. That's regression. So y'all choose regression. I'm going to choose progress. Conservatives are actually the true progressives because progressive doesn't mean evolving into something that's so unrecognizable that it starts to go against your faith, your morals, and everything you stand for. That's not progress. That's regressive. So when they out here telling you could fuck everything under the sun, guess what? That's a setup to make you a slave to the healthcare industry. Oh, your body, your choice, women's empowerment. Empowerment is not opening your legs to every man who has a hard dick. That's not empowerment. That's a whore. Same thing for the fellas. It ain't no different. Just because you have an itch don't mean you got to scratch it. every moment is not an opportunity. I get it. But some self-control would be great. Shut up, Prince. Now let's take a moment to speak on something that actually matters. To this family of the state representative and her husband who were murdered this weekend over a political disagreement by an animal who has been captured. He was captured this morning. I don't give a damn if you're Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal, independent, Green Party, don't vote. I don't care. That type of political violence is unacceptable on every level, every freaking level. We could disagree till the sun comes up. You do not have the right to come to my door and blow my head off because you don't agree with how I voted. It'll be interesting to hear what this monkey says when he's arraigned. But his ass should fry forever and ever and always. You killed 2 people, you critically injured 2 other people, and then you had a list. So you was going after more people, and then you got no king signs in your damn car. And then what did they do at first? Oh, it's MAGA. No, MAGA ain't do that. What? First of all, these are the 2 people who voted no to give health insurance to illegals. Why would MAGA go take them out? That would be the dumbest thing ever. They did what we would like for them to do. So there's no reason for that. Stop playing in our face, people. Y'all know damn well it was y'all. And then when we found out it was y'all, not only was y'all, it was an appointee of Tim Walz, which I really don't care that he appointed him because you never know what somebody's going to do. But once he did what he did, forget it. All bets are off. That was beyond unacceptable. And then to impersonate a police officer. That's how he got access, impersonating a police officer. And then when the real boys showed up, he opened fire on them. You people, this is the rhetoric of the Democrats that are causing these idiots to act like this. Y'all know y'all have a bunch of weak 5150 hole motherfuckers on your team, and you insist on feeding them because you need just one to make the ultimate risk. And I'm going to tell you, you ever want to see MAGA act a whole fried, looting, burning down monkey? Because we ain't going to burn down our own stuff. We're going to burn down y'all shit. Go ahead and mess around with Trump. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's pure evil and just ridiculous on the other end. And then to the other state rep fighting for his life and his wife as well. This is yeah. There are no words. There's no words for that. And then to politicize it on top of that. Who cares if it was MAGA? It would still be wrong. Who cares? Who cares who did it? I don't give a damn who they are. Political violence is never acceptable. I don't care what side you're on. That's some coward shit. That's some bull. Lock that animal up for the rest of his living life. I don't think Minnesota has the death penalty, but it damn sure should reconsider it right now. Trump is not a king. He is our president, elected constitutionally and working in the system you claim to love. You don't have to like him, but you will respect the rule of law. And if your protest is based on lies, delusion, and sore loser syndrome, then maybe that's retarded. We've got a country to save, as Larry Elder says. Let's stop crying and get back to building. So, what happened on this day in American history?
So what happened on this day in American history? In 1859, Abraham Lincoln accepted the Illinois state nomination, famously declared, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." In 1903, the Ford Company was incorporated in Detroit, revolutionizing the automobile industry. Also in 1903, Pepsi-Cola was officially trademarked. And in 1911, IBM was founded as a census tabulating recording company in Endicott, New York. Now, are we ready for an uncomfortable conversation? Rant summer is here. Head on over to ajsrantroom.com. We got all of your summer needs covered. From bathing suits to swim trunks, flip-flops and tote bags, towels, tanks, and muscle shirts. Oh, and you can't forget about the visors and the hats. It's lit. So head on over to ajsrantroom.com and get your summer poppin'. You won't be disappointed.
All right, it is time for our uncomfortable conversation, and let's talk about niggas doing nigga stuff, trying to frame it as blackness. So what does it mean to be authentically black? We've had this discussion time and time again. Does it mean wearing grills, not enunciating when I speak? I mean, dumbing down my phrasing in the presence of black people? I mean, have my pants hanging off my ass? What is it exactly? There's this clip from of Ryan Clark from last year where he basically said that Lamar Jackson is the first real black quarterback. Oh, is he? Lamar Jackson, he's that guy. You know, all the black men that came before him, forget. Oh, no. Warren Moon, nah. Cunningham, nah. Russell Wilson, nah. Doug Williams, forget Doug Williams. We don't care about Doug Williams. Roll it.
Okay, tell me this. Is this season a failure if Lamar loses Sunday, RC?
Yes, absolutely a failure. Lamar Jackson is now only judged by championships. And I think it's a failure for many reasons. One, it's a failure because he has the best team. And part of him being on the best team is that defense, is the run game, is Todd Monken that's been added. Also some of the pieces on the outside, but it's Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is in the conversation with Patrick Mahomes for best player in the entire world. But what do the best players do to become great? They show up in the biggest moments. This is the biggest moment of Lamar Jackson's entire career. And let's be real, Lamar Jackson is playing for more than himself. And I know we've had the Doug Williams win Super Bowls, Patrick Mahomes, we've had the Russell Wilsons, but Lamar Jackson is different from all of them. Lamar Jackson has gone against the status quo, gone against the familiar since the moment he was drafted by not choosing an agent and staying with his mother, allowing her to be part of his representation.
That's great. Oh, no. I was telling you to stop. I was commenting.
By the hair he wears, by the way he talks, by the way he plays. This is bigger than Doug Williams. When John Harbaugh sat on the sideline next to Lamar Jackson during his first run as an MVP and said, do you know how many kids are going to go buy number 8 jerseys because of you? Because they look like you, because they talk like you, because they come from places that you came from, and he never switched up. He never became anything but Lamar Jackson. He never changed his style of play. He just improved on it. He never changed the way that he directed or he behaved in press conferences. He just improved on it. And he never changed the way that he led a locker room. He just improved on it. But it stayed authentically Lamar Jackson. And for that reason, when he wins or when he loses, the conversation is about so much bigger than just who he is as a player. So this is imperative that Lamar Jackson not only wins this game, but he wins the Super Bowl, because it's an entire culture on the back of that jersey, not just the name Jackson.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. So it's the culture. The culture is on the shoulders. This Lamar Jackson is who he is because his talent transcends race. You don't become Lamar Jackson just by placating to black people. Yes, Lamar is rougher around the edges than a Russell Wilson, but Russell Wilson is still authentically Russell. Unlimited. Unlimited. That's him, Courtney, Russ. That's what he does. So that's authentically Russ. But I also remember when Cam Newton and Russ were playing at the same time, and they would compare Russ and Cam. Well, Cam is he's a little more edgy, he's a little more street. You know, Russell Wilson's very corporate and blah, blah, blah. And it was like, you know, he's not black enough. Again, what is black enough? Lamar Jackson, we are entertained by Lamar Jackson, not because of the color of his skin, because he's damn good at what he does. That's why. He transcends all of that fodder and that low-hanging fruit, low IQ conversation. He's in the conversation with a Montana, with a Brady, with a Marino, with a Vic, with an Elway. That's why. So it's not just little black boys. Oh, I see somebody that talks swamp like me. Stop it. Stop it. A black man enunciating doesn't mean he's any less black, or he's switching, or he's code switching. We know Russell Wilson ain't code switching. Russell Wilson has been the same Russell Wilson since the day he was drafted. He never tried to be anything other than himself. I don't know that much about Doug Williams, but I've seen him speak a few times. He's just an average, regular person, minding his business, living his life. He couldn't repeat. He couldn't pull off the greatness again and get his team back to the Super Bowl, but it's fine. Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. He just does Patrick. I'm black. Why? Wow, you're in a league made up of over 70% black. I understand there have been problems with the quarterback position historically in the league. I get that. But to think that, oh, Lamar Jackson belongs to black people, no. Lamar Jackson is just as American as Joe Montana. That's it. You didn't go watch Joe Montana and say, oh, he's holding it down for the white people. Right? No. Who says that? Look at that Dan Marino. He got a strong white arm there. Like that's how dumb it sounds at this point. In 2025 America is just dumb, right? It's a reductive conversation. You've already have 3 black men with Super Bowl champion with at least one Super Bowl ring, right? We can stop the whole he needs to. Lamar Jackson does not ever have to win a damn Super Bowl. He doesn't. He didn't have to appear in one at this point. Do I think he will? I'm probably at some point. I don't know what it is with the Ravens, why they choke when they get right to that point, but they do. But that's a coaching thing. The team, they've had the team year after year. But to make this about the color of his skin is ridiculous. I mean, even if you look around the current NFL, there's just a whole bunch of Lamar Jackson copycats, black, white, and otherwise. Josh Allen running for his life. Who's the new one in Denver? Nix, I think it's Bo Nix, running for his life. Everybody is a super athletic. Everyone coming behind Lamar Jackson is basically a carbon copy of Lamar Jackson. They have different personality types and different things to contribute, but he is setting the template for the future quarterback. That has nothing to do with him being black. Oh, he's black. He's black. He's black. He's black. Yeah, he's black. That's evident. He's black as fuck when you walk in the room. You can't miss it. Now, can we get past that? Can we get to the finer point? I don't care if he wears grills. I don't care if he talks like a swamp rat. That is his prerogative. Yeah, I just want to wear a Super Bowl. I just want to wear a Super Bowl. Okay, cool. That's fine. You talk like you from Florida. That's good for you. That's good for you. But why is that the aspiration for black kids? Oh. Yeah. That shouldn't be aspirational for black kids to talk like that. What should be aspirational is what he's building and how he's building it. You know, you've also looked, Lamar has really good business acumen. I give him that too. But y'all sitting up here making this about black. And he's transcended black. Sorry. He is an American. He's doing great work. That's why he is able to be Lamar Jackson. That's why he has lines of people after every game of all races wanting their jerseys signed by him. That's why. Not because he's black, because he's damn good at what he does. Stevie Wonder could see the man is black. This thirst for color, we have to move beyond it. We have to move beyond it because, sitting up here saying, well, because Lamar Jackson plays this way, but if you have a black quarterback that plays another way, then is he not as black? Is he not black enough? Like how does that work exactly? So if you have a black quarterback that's more of a Tom Brady, is he not good enough? Like, how does that work? Are you just the black meter isn't at high? Like, what raises the black meter? Having hair, twisting your hair, having your hair braided? Is that increases the black meter? Having grills in your mouth? Nah, we're bored. We're bored. We're bored. I'm so bored. Being black is not monolithic. It's not a one-track way to anything. And then why do we always pick the most ghetto attributes of blackness and make that the poster child for what it should be? We're diverse in so many ways. That's what makes our community beautiful. Yeah. From the ratchet all the way to the White House. That's what makes it great. There's no one size fit all. There's no one way to do things. There's no one way to go about it politically. Live your damn life and do it in excellence. If Lamar Jackson wasn't excellent, nobody would care that he was on that field. So we can stop reducing him to brown skin and street vernacular. We might be able to make some progress here. Whether he ever appears in a Super Bowl or wins one or not. But we gonna win the Super Bowl, y'all. And this is our Turntable Rewind. What about baby boy? What about us? I don't know why I thought of that Michael Jackson song, but the year is 2000. Rewind back to the time. And these are the Billboard top 10 songs. Coming in at number 10 is I Try by Macy Gray. We still think that's a good song? Is that still a good song to us? I'm still trying to figure out let me just move on. Coming in at number 9 is Oops, I Did It Again by Britney Spears. I never knew this is what the single cover looked like. Oh, look at Britney before y'all messed up. Prayers out to Britney. She's still dancing on Instagram. Rolling through at number 8 is Everything You Want by Vertical Horizon. I must say, I don't know this song. Based on this cover, I'm going to say that it sounds like, please don't go. Please don't go. Please don't go. I have no idea what that song sounds like. Anyway, rolling through at number 7 is The Real Slim Shady by Eminem. I'm real shady. Yeah, I never got it with Eminem. I just never got. I got why he was successful. I just never got why he was so successful, if that makes sense. You look at somebody, you're like, yeah, I see why you're successful. You're not untalented. But why are you so successful? He's one of them people. I mean, I don't put him in my top 10 of MCs. I don't know. It's a little overhyped for me. Coming in at number 6 is Enrique Iglesias with Be With You. Do I know this song? It's not coming to me right now. So coming back. I know that song. I don't know that song. That dong is the number 5 song in the nation in the year on this day in the year 2000. Oh, rolling in at number 4 is the Latin crooner himself. Oh no, that's the wrong song. I'm about to sing the wrong song. You sang to me, Mark Anthony. Rolling through at number 3 is Maria Maria, Carlos Santana, and the product G&B. Not until I started doing this podcast that I knew what their name was, because I talked about them in a previous episode. And I was like, oh, that's their name, Product G&B. Coming in at number 2 is the beautiful Faith Hill with Breathe. Just one of those early 2000s classics that you can reminisce on the good times in life and all things of that nature. And rolling through at number 1 is the beautiful, dearly departed, amazing Aaliyah with Try Again. And there's a fun fact about this song that I know off the top of my head is that it's the first song to top the Hot 100 without an actual physical single release. So it was radio airplay that got this song to number 1. So rest in peace to the dearly departed Aaliyah, and we'll connect back with Aaliyah in a moment. But the number 1 album this week in the year 2000 was the Marshall Mathers LP by Eminem. Now, I will say, was this the album with Stan on it? If this is the album with Stan on it, that if there's an Eminem song that I'm like, that's my song, is Stan. Stan is a dope song. I love the storytelling. I love the delivery. I love the Dido sample. I love all that stuff. If that's the album, that's a song, because I haven't heard that song in years. Anyway, the Marshall Mathers LP debuted at #1 with sales of 1,760,100 units. It was released in the year 2000, and this is why you have a producer who don't read dates. But it spent 8 weeks at #1 on the Billboard 200 albums chart. I guess it's a great album. Maybe I'll give it a listen again. Okay, yeah, Stan was on that. All right, cool. Because I wasn't sure. I was like, is Stan on that? I wasn't sure, but yeah, Stan was a dope song. The #1 movie in America on this day was Gone in 60 Seconds. I ain't never heard of this movie. Starring Nicolas Cage. Who's Eleanor? Oh, okay. Got it. Upon release, Gone in 60 Seconds received generally negative reviews from critics, with the criticism for its writing, direction, as well as acting and action sequences. Despite the critical response, the film grossed over $237 million against an estimated production budget of $90 million. Now let's talk about the beautiful and talented Miss Ananda Lewis. Now, if you grew up in the MTV BET generation, you know that Ananda Lewis was that girl. She passed away last week from after a battle with breast cancer. And one of her biggest messages was getting checked, getting mammograms, and making sure you get your checked up regularly, because she said that what happened to her was totally avoidable had she just done the work. But she was stubborn and she didn't go get regular checkups. And now her I believe her son was 9 or 12 is her son, but now he doesn't have his mom. So if she's part of the fabric of my MTV BET youth. I remember Teen Summit, I remember TRL, I remember the red carpets. She was also great friends with the dearly departed Aaliyah, who happened to have the #1 song in the country on this day in the year 2000. And let's take a look at this package for Ananda.
I-1 celebrates the life of the extraordinary Ananda Lewis, a radiant spirit, an unshakable purpose, a voice of a generation. She first reached millions through Teen Summit on BET, where she challenged young people to think deeply and speak truth to power. As a VJ of MTV's Total Request Live in the late 90s, Ananda wasn't just a media figure. She was a guide through the soundtrack of our lives. The New York Times called her the hip-hop generation's reigning it girl, but she was more than an it girl. She was our girl, our sister, our advocate. In 2001, she launched The Ananda Lewis Show, a bold and deeply human talk show that tackled everything from domestic violence to breast cancer. She dared to bring compassion and courage into our living rooms every day. She won 2 NAACP awards for her work. She then turned her hands to carpentry, quite literally building her life anew with the same care and creativity she brought to television. Ananda Lewis will always be a light. We remember her for how she lived, fully, loudly, bravely, and beautifully.
Rest in peace, the beautiful Ananda Lewis. Now, as I said, she was close friends with singer and actress Aaliyah, who passed away in a plane crash in the year 2000. Here they are introducing NSYNC at the 2000 VMAs.
How you doing? Stop.
Now,
Take Motown grooves, hip-hop moves, and millions of fans worldwide, and you've got the pop of the times.
Top of the times.
Yeah.
Their album sales got so much platinum, they are bling-blinging all across the airways. But tonight, they're giving it up on stage. And when you talk about boy bands, you can't include these guys because they are real men.
They're masculine.
Masculinity. You gotta
Ladies
get the
and
masculinity.
gentlemen, these masculine boys, in sync.
Give it up!
These masculine boys. Ali was too funny. So rest in peace, Ananda Lewis. Her one dying wish before her heartbreaking passing, says her sister, was that she wished to live long enough to make our 14-year-old son Langston's middle school graduation day. And she literally passed away the morning of his graduation. So in her mind, the sister says her wish was to live to his graduation day, and she did exactly that. Rest in peace. You know, go get your checkups. You know, I believe it's 1 in 4 women will have breast cancer in their lifetime. I believe that was the stats in the video that I saw her. But this, oh, I'm sorry, no, I'm wrong. And now it's time for an AJ throwback. Woo! Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! This was somewhere in Queens, New York. This was actually, I don't know if y'all remember the throwback picture where I had the construction outfit on, but this was from the same shoot. So I took a lot of looks that day. I don't remember if I was wearing drawers or not. I don't remember that part. But because there was no actual images with the shirt open, so I don't remember. So more than likely I ain't had no drawers on, but you know, this was a fun shoot, fun times. I love the Caribbean inspired colors. One, we could put the other image up, and we could see how this is the one where it's a little more filtered, and then this one it's a little more raw. So this is a fun shoot. I love the hat. It wasn't my hat, so I didn't get to keep it, but that was my shirt. I used to love that shirt. So yep, that's me and my heathen days. Oh man. Speaking of man, leave me alone.
Don't just leave me alone.
And as you can see, the situation here is dire. The recent rains have turned this road. Oh.
I like to make music that moves people. Clap, 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 clap that ass, bitch. Shake that camel toe. Let me see them pussy.
Girl, shut the fuck up. You thought you ate that?
You know, I feel like I can telegraph my fart. Inside, I know if it's going to be funky or not. Like, you can just feel it. So, like, if it's not going to be funky, why am I telling you this?
Damn!
Oh God.
Why are you recording? What? Why are you recording?
Run, bros!
I've never shitted in a tissue before.
You touch shit every single day if you shit.
Why are you touching the shit? The tissue is for the shit.
So you telling me that y'all just let the doodle fall in the toilet? Y'all don't catch it every time?
Yo, I am about to leave, bro.
How do y'all take a shit? I'm about to see this shit wrong.
My nigga.
I've been catching my shit all these years.
Nah, I'm more disgusted than I feel like I can't continue.
What are you talking about?
My stomach.
So hold on, so y'all just sit there and shit come right out. No way.
What happens if you got the runs or something like that? What do you do then?
Shit, you wash your hair. Why do you think people wash their hands?
Yo, you shit in your hand, bro?
With tissue.
Oh God. What the hell is wrong with people? I hope he was trolling. That would be disgusting. And then you in there touching these microphones and oh my God. Woo! All right. Let's land at our inspiration point.
I'm talking to my daughter. I say, when you fall, come to me. And I'm getting emotional now just talking about that. Because what is far more painful for me as a father is not that my daughter has made a mistake. It's that she would not feel like she can bring her mistake to her father. And I think it's important for parents to establish a culture in their home where their children can make mistakes, that their children can be sinners like them. We are all broken. We are all looking for solution and salvation. They don't need to be the perfect model citizens while we get grace, the same grace that we need, the same patience and mercy that we need. We want to have a culture in our homes that extends that to our babies. So that is something that I would want people to walk away from when they listen to Masterpiece, is please, as much as you are working and hoping for your children's success, it is as important, and sometimes more important, that you are there loving them through their failure.
So I was looking for actually wasn't looking for the inspiration point. I think I was doing the previous segment, and then that video popped up. And KB is one of my favorite Christian rappers, like just the whole catalog, top to bottom. Just go download everything. I ain't gonna tell y'all where to start. Just listen to KB. He's like the rapping CeCe Winans, because CeCe Winans really lives how she sings. She sings about, she lives that. You can tell he's the same way. I feel like the way he raps is the way he lives. And it was just poignant that it was also Father's Day. So Father's Day is very tricky for me, right? Because I never had a father and I'm not a father. So I'm always between the rock and the hard place, right? And it's like, I don't have anybody and I don't have anybody. So I'm just kind of like, okay, congratulations, everybody, get on with it. And then, it's rare that you really hear what somebody really thinks of you. It's a rare privilege in life to hear what somebody really thinks of you. And so when text messages were shared of what my father actually thought of me, I was like, wow, that's interesting. So it was that. And then it was what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. I don't know. It went somewhere. And watch it come back. If I move on, it's gonna come right back. Let me give it 5 seconds. Oh, yes. Being able to come to you with the failures. Yes. Because growing up, when he wasn't there, I thought he was like Philip Banks and Carl Winslow and Heathcliff Huxtable. That's what I thought he was. And then you meet them and you're like, I see why God kept you away from me. and then just to still just be, you know, a ratchet, you know, that old and that long in the tooth and whatever. I ain't gonna, you know, disparage the man, but you know, it is what it is. I am comfortably distant from that person at this point. I wish him well. I love you dearly. I respect you always, but we're good. And the bigger point is for you parents out there. Yes, be open to your children. Although most of y'all are, I don't have to tell y'all this. But yeah, when they fail, they should be able to come to you. You know, when they fail, they shouldn't have to worry about being judged and having you text stuff behind their back. Right. They shouldn't have to worry about that type of stuff. Right. They should literally be like, this is a quote unquote safe space. This is a place where I can go and have security. You know what I'm saying? Security. But people being who they are, you know, you can't predict who you're born to. You know what I'm saying? So you can only deal with the cards you have. But one of my mentors once said to me, and Noelle will know who I'm talking about. She's in the chat. For everything that's working in your life, give the credit to your parents. For everything that ain't working, get responsible. Boom. She had to say no more from that moment forward. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, kids are different today, you know, and it's a fine line. Like, you know, don't be their friends, because I think that's where some parents, in my observation, have made the mistake is trying to be their kid's friend. Like, no, I ain't your homie. We cool, but I ain't your friend. But you come to me, you know, the world starts whirling and you need a little moment. Cool. Call me. Anyway, one day, who knows? One day, maybe not. Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, shout out to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for always holding me down. Shout out to my producer Inked in the background doing the thing. Thank you so much. Shout out to the Rant fam. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, share, like, comment, share, subscribe, share, like, comment, share. Shout out to my Trifecta Hour fam. Make sure you tune in to Trifecta Hour every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the YouTubes. And to some of you, this might be just another podcast, but to me, this is the next chapter in purpose. And I thank you for lending me some of your time. You could be anywhere in the world right now, and you chose to give of me a few moments of your day. And for that, I'm grateful. And with that said, I'm out.